The next station is Japan.
After we arrived, we spent the night in Tokyo at Hotel Sunroute Plaza Shinjuku, which was next to the Shinjuku station. That way we could catch the Shinkansen to Kyoto early the next morning. We left our hotel by 5:30 in the morning to catch the 6:15 train, and we're on our way to Kyoto. For the best views of Mount Fuji when traveling from Tokyo to Kyoto, we made sure to sit on the right side of the train in seats D and E. We then took a taxi from Kyoto Station to our hotel, the Blossom Kyoto, to drop off our bags. At first glance, this hotel resembles a traditional Machiya townhouse, paired with an on-site restaurant, public bath, and exceptional hospitality services. We loved how conveniently located it was, which made transportation to our destinations easy. Then we walked a couple blocks to the nearest Family Mart for a quick breakfast and stopped at Pinebrook by our hotel so I could try a matcha latte. Afterwards, our explorations began. After grabbing a bite and some morning caffeine, we took a taxi over to the Ukiyo Ward to see the Arashiyama bamboo forest. The stroll through the forest was beautiful, with towering columns of bamboo and lush greenery on either side. We made a stop at a little shop called the Banana Juice Factory to get a sweet treat and relax in the air conditioning before wandering around the area some more. Walking through the streets, we stopped by some of the temples and wandered through some shops near the Togetsukyo Bridge, and enjoyed the calm flows of the Katsura River. After getting mildly lost, we finally found the Arashiyama Yusai-te Gallery, hidden in the forest hills, showcasing the unique works by artist Yusai, who created a dyeing technique called Yume Korosome, which changes color with light. We then enjoyed some complimentary water and relaxed on the balcony, which overlooks the Katsura River. Taking a walk through the area to find some lunch, we stumbled upon Hakashokudo Kamoshika, a restaurant specializing in fermented foods where we enjoyed some kombucha among fermented dishes and desserts. Making our way back to the hotel, we caught the line back to Kyoto Station, which was awe-inspiring to say the least, as the station spans over 12 floors with shopping malls, rooftop terraces, and transportation hubs. Arriving back at the hotel, we were served complimentary snacks and drinks before checking into our room, which, side note, I actually really enjoyed the interior design and light placements in the room, which inspired my current room's lighting situation back home. We then walked a few blocks to a traditional Japanese restaurant for dinner, called Tuzuri. We were seated on the second floor and tried a variety of different dishes, but our favorite was definitely the Wagyu steak. Waking up the next morning, we ran over to our trusty friend Family Mart once again for a quick breakfast before catching a bus for a tea farm tour and tasting Witte matcha. The drive through the hills and lush greenery were absolutely beautiful. Upon arrival at the tea farm in Wasuka, we were greeted by our tour guide and taken on a stroll through the organic tea farm to learn about the tea fields, farming methods, tea production, and then taken to their tencha factory to learn how tea leaves are ground into matcha powder. We then went on a small hike up to a shrine and had the opportunity to pick our own tea leaves and participate in a matcha tasting. We then enjoyed a farm-to-table lunch with their in-house made tea sweets and had some time to shop around their store before making our way over to the Fushimi Inari Taisha to see the Senbon Torii. The crowds were intense towards the beginning of the gates, so we continued on through and took a quick break to enjoy the skyline views. We were curious to see what was at the top of Mount Inari, so we hiked up roughly 750 feet to the top, where we saw a small shrine with a sign that said we made it to the top. Honestly, the vending machine was necessary, and I'm glad there was one located at the top for us to get a refreshment for our efforts. We traveled over to the Higashiyama Ward to shop around Sanenzaka, so I could see a sunset view of the street. Unfortunately, we arrived a little too late as places were closing and the crowds were crazy, so we just enjoyed the view of the Neomon Gate and the Kiyomisudera Sanjinoto Pagoda before stopping at a small shop for food. Starting a new day, we wandered over to Komeda's Coffee to grab breakfast before meeting up with our tour guide for an e-bike tour of Kyoto. Our first stop was the Kitano Tenmangu Shrine, where we learned about the god of academics and the shrine's importance as a place where students pray for passing scores on exams. Next stop was Ichimonjiya Wasuke, to enjoy mochi and tea at the oldest sweet shop in Japan, established 1,000 years ago. It began to rain during our bike ride, but that didn't stop us from visiting the Genko-an Temple and traveling up the hill to the Toji-in Temple. We had a lot of fun exploring the city by bike, and having a guide share his knowledge about Kyoto from a local's perspective was very informative. Our guide recommended a lunch spot down the street called Pinata, which was located on the second floor of a building, and this was definitely a hidden gem. We enjoyed every single dish and still dream about the honey maple toast to this day. After our tummies were full, we decided to wander around the Nishiki market in the Nakagyo ward and check out Kyoto for its architecture and stationery goods. After shopping for a couple hours and getting lost in an underground market, we went back towards our hotel and got in line for dinner at Kyoto Katsuda Shijo Karasuma to try their specialty katsu sets. After waiting almost an hour, we got a spot at the bar and were very impressed by our meal here. Waking up for a new day, we made reservations to try a traditional Japanese breakfast at Kyoto Ogawa Shoyaku restaurant, where they offer a seasonal menu enriched with medicinal herbs. I absolutely loved the nature-inspired design of the space, and each course was exceptional, with herbal tea selections served throughout our meal. Saying goodbye to Kyoto, we hopped on a train bound for Osaka, where we arrived in a bustling city filled with entertainment, shopping, and food. After dropping off our bags at the Karaksa Hotel Osaka Namba, we decided to stop by Kushikatsu Tanaka Amerikamura to eat some skewers for lunch, then walked over to Terra Cafe Chaniwa to enjoy the quiet garden paired with some sweets. We wanted to see the city from above, so we got tickets to the Kuchuteien Observatory at the Umeda Sky Building, and were surprised with the most beautiful skies this evening. We had bought tickets a few months prior to watch Joe Hisaishi conduct the Japan Century Symphony Orchestra at the Symphony Hall, and while we were unable to take videos during the performance, it was absolutely beautiful. Self-care is important while traveling, so we scheduled an appointment for an enzyme bath at Hakomania, where we were immersed in a warm, fermenting mixture of ground cedar, rice bran, and active plant enzymes. After a relaxing session, we made the spontaneous decision to visit Nara Park, to feed the deer and explore the area. It was a must that we try traditional Nara cuisine, so we got a table at Hiwaso Nara to try their persimmon leaf sushi. Afterwards, we took a stroll through the Shimomikado shopping street, before taking the line back to explore the Shinsekai district and see the Sutenkaku Tower. After a long walk back to Namba, we joined the waitlist for some fluffy pancakes at Cafe Anon. After just over an hour wait, we got a table and ate one of the best fluffy pancakes we've ever had, which made the wait 100% worth it. Fueled for another walk, we found ourselves walking the streets of the Dotonbori, where streets were filled with food, entertainment, and nightlife. That's when we stopped for dinner at Makoya, an izakaya spot with delicious food and an intimate atmosphere. Saying goodbye to Osaka, we hop on the train back to Tokyo, where we dropped off our luggage at the Asakusa View Hotel Annex Roku before trying out Shogun Burger after seeing it on social media. This was alright, but we wouldn't go back. Next, we went on an exploration to find the Asakusa Underground Street, which is one of Japan's oldest existing underground shopping arcades. After much difficulty, we did end up finding it, and while most of the stalls were closed, seeing the underground itself was interesting. We got tickets to the observation deck at Tokyo Skytree, so we took the line over to the tower and grabbed a drink at the Matcha Tokyo before heading on it. We got the combo, which gave us access to both the Tembo deck and Tembo Galleria, which wasn't much of a difference in skyline views, but the Galleria was definitely less busy with more photo opportunities. After admiring the views of Tokyo from above, we made our way back down to do some shopping in the mall, then heading back to the hotel. And once we got back, we ran into the most incredible experience, the Awa Odori Parade in Asakusa, which is Japan's largest traditional dance festival that takes place every year during the Obon season. This particular performance in Asakusa had come back after a 14-year hiatus, which made experiencing the parade infinitely more special. After the performance, we wanted to try the chicken fillet at McDonald's, so we grabbed a late dinner and took an evening walk through the area, admiring the Kaminarimon Gate and the Sensoji. Leaving our hotel in Asakusa today, we got some coffee and a bite at Dotor, then joined a Japan Kart tour to live out our Mario Kart dreams. This experience was so much fun, riding through the streets of Tokyo and being in the middle of the bustling streets. Note, we did have to get our international driver's license before coming to Japan, so be sure to get one if you're planning to do the karting experience. After a morning of racing, we took a matcha break at Marusen Tea Roastery Asakusa. Then made our way over to Shibuya to leave our bags at Sequence Miyashita Park. We then walked down the street to Tsukishima Monja Okoje Shibuya for some okonomiyaki for a late lunch. We had to see what was happening in Shibuya, so we went to see the busiest pedestrian crosswalk in the world, the Shibuya Crossing, and this definitely was a bustling place to be. Afterwards, we checked into our room, which had insane views of the city, so we were excited to be staying here for the remainder of our trip. Waking up to the city views and joining the morning commuters, our breakfast stop was Keys Cafe before wandering around Akasaka for the morning. We passed by Toyokawa Inari on our way to Kyoi Seido, the building with no purpose designed by architect Hiroshi Naito. This structure was open to the public for a limited time, so we decided to immerse ourselves in the building's design and reminisce on my long-lost dreams of being an architect. To see more of Hiroshi Naito's work, we walked over to Toraya Akasaka to check out the confectionery shop and enjoy a savory meal beneath the gorgeous architecture. After lunch, we took a taxi over to Ginza to do some shopping. We wandered into the Little Mother House chocolate shop to try some of their chocolate offerings before grabbing a quick dinner at Tonkatsu Kaguasaka Sakura and returning to the hotel for the night. On our last full day in Tokyo, we stopped at Sukiya Shibuya Sakura Gaoka for a Japanese breakfast and picking up some caffeine at Excelsior Cafe to prepare us for the day. We got tickets a month in advance to see the TeamLab Borderless Digital Art Museum in the Mori building, which was a beautifully immersive experience, where we definitely got lost a few times trying to find all the rooms. After the immersive experience, we took another caffeine break at Nakamura Tokichi Azabudai, then spent the rest of the day exploring, shopping, and eating. We did grab a bowl of ramen in Shibuya at La Shawan, which was delicious, and went to Shava Hiro Head Spa in the evening for a relaxing head spa treatment. I didn't get this on camera, but we made phone reservations to a restaurant in Shibuya called Jiroria Koshitantan that didn't speak any English, yet it was one of the best meals we had during our trip. For our last day in Japan, one of us got sick, so we split up and went to get fluffy pancakes at a Happy Pancake Shibuya, which already had a line forming outside 30 minutes before they opened. These were great, but we thought Cafe Anon in Osaka was better. Afterwards, we packed our bags and began our journey back home. Visiting Japan for the first time was a beautiful and eye-opening experience for me, and I'm so glad we were able to visit and immerse ourselves in Japanese culture for a couple weeks. I would love to come back and explore more of the country, because there's just so much to see here. But thank you for watching, until next time.